How good would it be if I had ChatGPT living in my environment? This is coming. It's coming in the form of Microsoft Copilot if you're on the Microsoft platform, or Google Gemini if you're on the Google platform. So what does that mean for me? Well, it means a few things. One, that I don't need to go to ChatGPT. I can do everything in the environment where I spend all my time anyway. Two, they have access to my email, my calendar, my documents, files, messaging, so they can answer questions based on all of that. They know my life. And three, they live in the apps I use every day, inside Word, Excel, Outlook, or Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Gmail. Let me show you. I'll show you Copilot first and then Gemini very briefly. This is Microsoft Copilot. So you go to Microsoft365.com and you go to Copilot here on the left. There's two modes. Web is like ChatGPT, talk to it about the world. But work is where the magic happens, is where it's linked to my email, calendar, documents, files, messaging, and I can ask questions like, help me prepare for this meeting. What is the latest from this contact? What's on my calendar tomorrow? Summarize the latest in my inbox. Here's an example where I asked, what's the latest from Christine Salvador, who's a teammate of mine, and it tells me what Christine has been working on, Teams messages, emails, files, etc. It also lives inside apps. So this is Copilot in Word. I'm in Microsoft Word, and there's Copilot here on the right. And this is how it shows up in Excel and in PowerPoint and different tools. I can ask it to help me write a document, create a proposal based on another file that I can link, create an outline for something, or just chat with it here on the right. If this is a document that already has data in it, I could ask it to summarize it or ask questions about this document. And the same in Excel, PowerPoint, and the others. And this is Gemini if you're on the Google environment. I can go to gemini.google.com, or in your 9 dots, you can go to Gemini. Here. We can ask it general questions, or we can ask it questions that will be based on our Gmail, our Google Calendar, our Google Drive, and very much our world. You can also create gems, which are like agents in Copilot or custom GPTs in ChatGPT. They are saved prompts that know how to handle a certain task or a certain question, and sometimes also have files attached to them so they can answer based on certain knowledge. And just like Copilot, Gemini also lives inside Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and I can ask it to create a document, help me write something, and I can get the chat on the side. Very similar to each other. Both Microsoft Copilot and Google Gemini are an additional license on top of your standard Microsoft license or Google license. Is it worth it? I think it is, because there are some great advantages to chatting with an AI that knows the context of my life. I love it for asking questions about my projects and about how things are going. There's also downsides. Particularly Copilot is not as good as ChatGPT. Gemini is quite good. People who use Copilot get a bit frustrated in Word and Excel because it's just not as smart and not as fast, and they end up going back to ChatGPT. So are we ditching ChatGPT? I'm not ditching it just yet, because it has voice mode with advanced voice mode, and it has video mode, and it's bringing operator soon. So there's a lot of things there to use. I still think it's the leading option out there. I do think that if you can afford to have both accounts, ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot or Google Gemini, depends on what environment you live in. And if you can't, probably use ChatGPT and get 1 or 2 accounts for the Copilot or Gemini in your world, just to keep on top of it and see when it becomes good enough to replace ChatGPT for you altogether.